To a Syrian hamster, a burrow is a heavily fortified bunker required to stay alive in their natural, arid habitats. Nighttime temperatures plummet. They need premium, tightly woven insulation to avoid freezing before dawn. Our test subject here has hardwired instructions to scour the environment for the absolute best nesting fibers available, no matter where they are hidden. That ancient instinct is so incredibly powerful, it completely overrides their natural fear of wide open spaces or highly unpredictable terrain. We built an environment to test the limits of that drive, a miniature studio rigged with intersecting, motorized conveyor belts. Sitting right in the center of this maze is an architectural payload, piles of high-grade raw silk and unspun wool. But to reach it, our hamster has to navigate tracks that are constantly moving in different directions, pulling the ground out from under its feet. When we crank the motors to their highest settings, simply staying upright requires immense physical exertion from a 100-gram animal. We wanted to see if an ancient biological foraging routine can process the chaos of a highly engineered mechanical system. To get that wool, it has to solve a kinetic puzzle that does not exist anywhere in nature. The moment the hamster steps onto the moving silk, its instinct to sprint kicks in, but the legs scramble without gaining any traction. This visualization graphs the material's friction. Left, wool provides a high, jagged surface for claws to grip. Right, smooth silk yields a near-zero friction curve. With no grip, the animal slides backwards on the belt. To avoid losing ground, it quickly adjusts its footing. Fortunately, hamsters possess highly sensitive whiskers. This abstract model shows they act as real-time velocity sensors, mapping the exact speed of the moving surface underneath. The brain processes these continuous inputs, calculates the ground speed, and locks in a paw placement rhythm matching the track. Through incredibly rapid sensory computation, a tiny rodent effectively solves a complex dynamic physics equation on the fly. Having navigated the belts, our subject reaches the center and secures the premium wool. Now the challenge is getting it all back. Hamster cheek pouches are incredibly elastic, designed to stretch all the way back toward their shoulders to accommodate massive volumes of dry material. Looking at this biomechanical wireframe, we can see exactly what happens to the animal's center of gravity. As the pouches fill, that glowing dot representing their balance point migrates dangerously far forward and outward. Right as it turns back with its payload, the studio activates every intersecting runway simultaneously, creating a high-speed web of moving fabric. Carrying outsized cargo, its balance completely thrown off, it must plot a jumping route across multiple opposing belts. It waits for the tracks to align, makes a perfectly calculated leap across the gap, and clears the final intersection to secure the prize. Even massive physical destabilization and overwhelming sensory noise cannot break the singular focus of a hardwired biological drive. Safely off the gauntlet, the frantic energy drops. The animal begins the slow, meticulous process of arranging the gathered fibers. It weaves the rough wool to form a stable outer structure and lines the interior with the silk to create a dense, comfortable core. We wanted to know if the physical toll of navigating our mechanical obstacle course actually resulted in a measurably better burrow. This dual bar chart measures thermal retention over time. The standard paper bedding loses heat steadily, but the silk and wool combination retains warmth at a drastically higher rate. The relentless pursuit of materials across a hostile, artificial environment yielded a quantifiable result: superior, life-saving insulation. What physical variables should we engineer into our next track? Let us know in the comments.